Thanks for joining me once again, thoughtwrestler.blogspot.com. The piece I'll be working from today is titled Open Carry, Texas versus Stop-and-Frisk, New York, A Tale of Two City-States. What really drew me to write this was the fact that supporters of the Second Amendment have been so vocal in the face of the rash of school shootings since Sandy Hook that they've really had a national platform. And one of their positions is that the Second Amendment is a right that has no limitations to it. And whether or not that argument holds true or not, that's not the point of this. My greater point is that the Fourth Amendment should also be held that way. And inside the New York City, inside the 5 boroughs, you can be stopped and searched for any reason or no reason at all. The stop and frisk policies in New York City has criminalized literally millions of innocent black men and Latino men for no reason other than they fit the build or they fit the stereotype of a criminal. And it just hits me that inside of our country, if I'm in one geographical location, I could walk with a long rifle on my back and it's fine. And in another geographical part of the country, just me right now, dressed as I am, could be walking down the street and for no reason at all could be subjected to an illegal search and an illegal seizure. And I use the terms illegal even though courts have decided these cases and there's still adjudication to come. But the fact that my Fourth Amendment rights aren't worth the same as someone else's Second Amendment rights, it just hits me as hypocritical. And I think this level of hypocrisy has run through our society so much that it doesn't even really bother us. What do we know about the stop and frisk policies in New York City? We know that less than 3% of those stops yield any firearms. We know that over 90% of those people that are stopped, interrogated, are released without any further legal actions, no citations, no court appearances, nothing. Just a random stop, see what you're doing, and then go. And it criminalizes people. You can't imagine what that does to someone to know that you live somewhere that you have to show your papers. And the same person could be in Texas with a rifle over their back and they're viewed as fine, nothing's wrong. And the whole criminalization of a minority group, of minority groups, is what bothers me. And I think as a country, we would be more honest if we would just say, the Second Amendment rights of the majority to carry weapons is worth more than the Fourth Amendment rights of the minorities to illegal searches and seizures. If you would just say that, most people wouldn't have a problem with it. I wouldn't be doing this video, and a lot of people wouldn't be writing books and articles about this stuff. But the blatant hypocrisy is there. Our judicial system, it's not working to protect the rights of the minorities. And that's just something that, folks can dispute it. They can, I don't see how you could argue with the empirical evidence. We know that roughly 13% of all of our youth engage in illegal activities as far as drugs, possession of drugs, using drugs. But we see that the makeup of the penitentiary system is overwhelmingly black and Latino. And the whole circular logic of stop and frisk is that if we search people randomly and we snuff out petty crime, it doesn't have a chance to escalate into greater crime. And the justification for this is that the racial makeup of prison validates these people conducting the searches. But what the data really shows is that the racial profiling used is not justified by these practices, but it's actually a constitutive part of it. Right now, if you were to go to any of these major universities in the country, Harvard, Yale, Princeton, New Jersey Institute of Technology, any of these schools, and you conducted random stop and frisk of frat boys and athletes, you would find the same level of drug use amongst their contemporaries from the inner cities. So the idea that we're making our streets safer by busting petty criminals when we know that 60% of the penitentiary system is nonviolent soft drug offenders. It's just a fallacy. Michelle Alexander's book, The New Jim Crow, has done an amazing job of pointing this out, and I would recommend it to anyone that hasn't read it. A lot of the data that I've used has been compiled from her book, The New Jim Crow, and other articles throughout time, and I will post those or share links to those for anyone that's curious about it. But my biggest thing is I just wanted to point out this hypocrisy and, our flag waving, don't tread on me now brothers with their constitutional pride, I never hear about or see them at any of these rallies. Anytime Bob Avakian or Carl Dix or Cornel West or any of these other leaders are somewhere leading rallies to, show awareness to this problem in New York City, I never see any of my Second Amendment brothers waving their flags. And if you want to say don't tread on me, I don't see what could be treading on me more than subjecting me to illegal searches and seizures. So that's what this piece was about. There's more context and there's more data inside the body of the work. So I would encourage anyone that watches this video that wants to read more to just go to the blog, thoughtwrestler.blogspot.com. Once again, thanks for your support. Have a great day. Peace.